see what we have. All right, let's see here. Okay, it looks like we have kind of like a pry bar, kind of nail, remover here, if you would, on this side. Then we got this bit right here in the front. That's also looking interesting. I can tell you that's a flat head. That's a Phillips head on each corner. That I know for sure. But here we go. I know this one is locked. Looks like it's spring loaded here. This little button. So spring loaded to lock it in place. And bam, there it is, guys. We have another utility blade. So it's kind of funny. I use the Rivery Zero for opening the little plastic or whatever, but we'll come back to it here in a second for some size comparison. So we have a utility blade going on this one. Very interesting. You actually have multiple different locking spots. So if you just want the tippity tip, right, you don't want to take out the whole thing, you can actually lock in to that one spot right there. You can only use that tiny bit portion sometimes if you don't need the whole blade out, or you can unlock and then actually, deploy the whole blade. So that's looking nice. We have a positive, negative. Okay, looks like we might have some sort of tester here. Is that what we have? That's something. All right, we're gonna get to that in a moment. We have a pocket clip for all my pocket clip aficionados out there. The E20 from Nextool is what this one is going to be. All right, take this guy back down. Yeah, we have aluminum construction. It looks like black aluminum here with some stainless steel, right, for rigidity in the middle. That's what's up. And then we have this, right? Push. What in the world is going on here? Well, let's find out together, shall we? If I can get in there, that will be great. Oh, wow. Yeah, it was just too easy, right? It says push. It has the arrow pointing to where you should be pushing, right? And here I am pushing the opposite way. Sometimes I shock myself. So here we go. So you just push it in the direction of the arrow, right? And then we can take a look in here, and man, okay, it's just kind of like taking a look under the hood. All right, and it looks like, what is these? Are these spare ones, or is this the actual one? Can I deploy with this thing open like that? Oh, these are spare ones. Okay. Oh, so that's how that works. All right, so you got two spare ones in here. Is that what it is? All right, how many? Two of them. All right, two spare ones. Got a little compartment here, and you can also see the actual blade that we're using right here, right? This is that blade. So that is pretty neat how you can store your backup blades in the chassis of this tool here. And these are going to be your standard utility blades, by the way, right? Nothing crazy, just run-of-the-mill utility blades, which is great because that means you're going to be able to find replacements everywhere, right? This is just a universal, standard measurement. So you're going to be good there. So I line these up, and then I can close up the back here, and boom, we're good to go. We have a centimeters ruler here. Not sure why we don't have inches. Maybe on the other side, that would have been nice, here in the good old US of A, with the imperial system versus the metric system, inches come a lot more handy than centimeters. But, most multi-tools have both, so maybe the production one will find a way to do both centimeters and inches. But warning, sharp blade, right? In case you did not get the memo of what this one is all about. I gotta say, this one, with the whole locking bit, right, having to push to the left just to be able to lock in a specific position. I mean, it's very methodical, right? When you're getting stuff done, you can lock it in place. I like this little half position right here, but still a little bit, right? Sometimes there are packages where, you have something fragile or something you don't want to cut through on the inside, and maybe you only want to cut through the cardboard alone. So something like this will come handy so you don't go that deep into the cut. So that is neat. Loving the little design on the outside here with the whole kind of circuit board looking thing. The little slider, right, works pretty good. Nice and wide, perfect for, bigger fingers, bigger hands overall. But through and through, are we missing something, right? Something's got to be going on here with this whole positive, negative. Maybe it's like a tester. So let's see here. All right, let's check the user manual. See if we're missing anything. All right, this is just the one-on-one on how to open it. Okay, I guess if you unlock, there we go. If you unlock here, it should allow you to take out the, ooh, right. How cool is that? So this lock mechanism has multiple different functions. It locks the blade in place, all right? So there you go. Definitely does that. And once it's locked in place, let's see, locked in place, That blade is not going anywhere. There's also your release mechanism, so you would slide to the left and come on now. Come on now. There we go. Don't make me look bad. So you slide to the left and now you can replace the blade. All right. Now, because these are kind of loaded in the chamber, I wonder if I can discard this one and without having to open the back, I can just reload it again. That would be kind of cool if we could do that. Is that the case? Oh no, come on now. No, listen, that was just a theory. I promise you. I promise you. I was not expecting that at all, but you know, I've done, you know, so much content on this channel. I'm like, okay, this is my theory. I wonder if you can discard a blade and then just, you know, reload it and bam, there's a new blade. So let me just do that one more time because we have 3 blades, right? So I'm gonna just slide to the left, take this bad boy out. SK5, by the way. Not sure why it has that marking there. Maybe something to do with branding, but now I'm gonna go all the way down, reload, and there is a brand new blade. So that is cool as heck. I don't know about you, but I think that's pretty cool, pretty neat right there. So the only time you really are going in here is if you need to reload a few blades, right? Maybe you have, come on now, sir, thank you. I mean, not only is it convenient that you can actually pack some backup blades, right? That alone is pretty neat. But also the fact that, you know, throughout the day, maybe you're doing a lot of like sheetrock applications, cutting through a lot of material. Say one blade goes dull. I mean, you could always flip it around because you're always only using 50% of a blade at any given time. The other half of the blade, if you flip it 180, is still good. So you could also do that. But of course, the whole reloading thing feature, that is pretty neat. So right here, we should be able to, there we go. There's the blade. Very, very nice, guys. Yeah, that was pretty epic, and this is why I kind of love going through the, you know, the tool here without reading the user manual too much, because I get to discover fun stuff like that. And like, man, that's a pretty cool feature there. Let's see what else we have here. Make sure I'm not missing anything. We have the Phillips head. We have the Phillips head. We have the flat head. We have the blade slots, right? We have the blades themselves. Locking unlocking feature, the slider, release pin we talked about, a crowbar. There we go, kind of like this crowbar feature you can use right here in the back. We have a hanging hole. Okay, so that's what that hole is. So I was wondering what this hole right here is for. It's just for hanging, I guess. Nail puller. There we go. So crowbar and nail puller is what I was talking about right here. We have a pocket clip. We have a bottle opener. Okay, so this could work as a bottle opener. That is interesting. We got the ruler. We got the blade cartridge we talked about, and the release latch, right, that we went over as well. Now, why we have a positive negative on here, I don't know. I mean, I would think that's kind of like a testing feature for batteries or something, but doesn't necessarily say anything on here. It just references a bottle opener. That's about the only thing I can think of. So pretty unique, right? Pretty cool, very interesting multi-tool here, to say the least. And of course, you guys know better than I know as far as your daily application. Is this something that would fit your bill? Is this something you can see yourself using on a day-to-day basis, right? With all the different added other tools around it. Definitely let me know. Now, I will tell you, we do have plenty of handle here, right? So definitely that's a good thing. Plenty of handle, feels nice and comfortable. Pocket clip is actually comfortable, as much as a, you know, rectangular handle feels in the comfort department. It's actually pretty neat. All the corners are nice and chamfered all the way around, so that's looking pretty good. Let's do some size comparisons here, right? Just for measure, we do have a blade, so let's do the Rivery Zero, which is a little bit of a smaller, more elegant utility blade, right? Just has the milled aluminum handles. No additional tools on that one. So you could say, you know, for the elegant factor, obviously the Rivery Zero takes the cake. For the versatility aspect and having a few other features, obviously the E20 from Nextool is going to take the cake there, no doubt about that. And because the primary feature of this one is an actual utility blade, there's no pliers, there's no scissors. I'm just going to compare it to a few other knives here on the channel, just to give you, right, a ballpark. It can be a great secondary tool, right? Perhaps if taking your big old knife is maybe too intimidating in a specific environment. That's the MSI, by the way. That's the stitch from Microtech. Most people don't really, I feel like, are not intimidated by a utility blade as much as they would be an actual, you know, folding knife with a lot, you know, bigger blade, so, or a bigger cutting path. But there you go, PM2 pair 3. Right, you can see the difference there for yourself. And last but not least, there is the Demko AD 20.5 and the Kunwu Chad. Right, take a look. Again, all these knives are highly recommended and linked down below if you guys want to check out prices, availability, and variants. Hope you guys really enjoyed this one. If you made it to the end, you're the real MVP. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care, and I'll see you on the next one, either this one or this one. Peace.